Look at this here. Oh, good looking.
Let's try that again. Let's see.
Do you want to do the entry again?
That's me. No?
Okay.
Hello, Brisbane! That's it? Okay, see it.
You can do better than that. You can do better than that, Brisbane. Come on.
Hello, Brisbane! All right, this is awesome. I don't really have a lot of lights above out there, so I really can't see any of it.
There's 5 people here, Spike.
Okay, great. Well, I'm going to give you 5 people as much as I would give 1,000 from the heart. Okay, so how many people here are interested in voice acting? All 5 of you. I like it. Okay, well that's what this is all about. I'm going to go through voice acting, what it is, some differences in styles, and I'll tell you about the kind of money you can and can't make. I will help you guys out a little bit that will help you to be... it's done! How to be a freaking genius voice actor, step 1. So this is all about using your voice as an instrument. And that's something that people don't understand, that we voice actors are an instrument. And, oh hi, I'm Spike Spencer. Does anybody here not know who I am? Good.
One hand.
You get out. Come on, man. So I've been in voice acting for about 30 years. I've been an actor for 30 years, and voice acting happens throughout there. And I really started on what you guys would know at AV Vision in about 1992, 3, something like that. Somebody in here have seen Evangelion? Not the Netflix version. I'm not in that. That's not me. So, but they did a good job, so good on them. Yeah, I've done a whole lot of different work in the voice realm, and it's not just anime, it's not just animation, there's so many different levels, and we're going to go through that a little bit, and then we're going to do a little Q&A. So my job today is just kind of give you guys information, because I am a coach, I'm a voiceover coach, I'm a communication coach, a relationship coach, a dating coach, I've done all kinds of things. So I know what I'm talking about, and I'm going to just give it to you. Are you ready? Yeah. I said, are you ready? Yeah. All right then, here we go. Let's talk about the different types of voice acting, and let's start with the one that everybody knows. Anime! Let me hear it for Amber! Thank you, because we don't get that in the industry. Oh, anime, man. Here's a couple of things that you probably don't know. Anime is the hardest voice work there is to do in the voiceover world. It also pays the least. But you didn't know that one, did you? Yeah, I'll give you a rundown on some of that. Can everybody hear me in the back? Is the sound good? It's kind of reverberating back for me, but it seems like it's working.
Lots of thumbs up.
Fantastic. Oh, I know that voice. Ladies and gentlemen, my sons.
Yay!
Oh, and my beautiful wife. You know, I mean, she had something to do with it. Hi, guys. The little one's the one we just had here in July. That's right, we got an Aussie baby. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Oh, there he goes.
I'm going to teach you how to scream.
That's right. So my look out, look out. Oh, and how to do a stage dive. Welcome to my family. This is a daily thing, okay? This is how we roll. Right, there he goes. Oh, you made me a shoe. This one, some of you guys, if you follow me, you've heard this one scream before. Come here, buddy. You did! Oh my gosh! Oh, oh, okay. Now get down there and run. Oh, wait, come here. Can you scream for everybody?
Hello!
He's shy like his daddy. What are you doing? You good hug. Okay, careful. That's my boy! Careful. No! I don't have to. You're not the boss of me.
Yes, I am, son. Yes, I am. Okay.
Now, who sat here last? Okay, so we're on anime. Let's talk about anime. Let's talk about how this works. So anime is ADR, automated dialogue replacement or additional dialogue recording, depending on who you're working with. ADR is dubbing, okay? So we're replacing lines that are already there. So the show is done, the animation is done, it's already been produced and out there, and we are dubbing it, or it's also called localization. Why is it so difficult? Are there any actors here? We've got some actors here. Okay, you're going to understand what I'm talking about, why it's difficult. Because what you are doing is you have to act within parameters that are already set. You can't go like original animation, be big and do all this stuff. It's like you've got to be very, very big, and you can't move, by the way. And you've got to match the mouth flaps with dialogue that's already there, and you have no free room to move around really. It's quite constricted. So in order to act inside those parameters, it takes a lot of work, a lot of skill. And that's what we do. So imagine this, you go into a room, if you've ever seen a sound booth, you have a microphone, you have maybe a script here, you might have a script in front of you, over here you might have a script actually on the wall, digital, sometimes they still do paper scripts in some places. And you'll have headphones on, you'll have a video screen here, or there, or there, or there, or there, it's going to be somewhere. And then there's a big window, and on the other side of the window is an engineer, a director, maybe a producer, maybe a lot of other people, and they're all watching you. That's fun. So they're watching your every move. And so what you do, you get in there, and let's say you've auditioned for this role. You get in there and you're like, what are we doing? Because you auditioned for 10 roles. You don't know. So you go in there like, what character is that again? It's Rogami. Oh, Rogami. Okay, cool. Who the hell is Rogami? Okay, so what is it now? Let's see a picture. Boom, there's a picture. You go, oh, yeah, I remember it now. Okay, we're going to play back your audition. And they'll play it back and you go, oh, okay, it's this guy. Great. We're going to do this one. Oh, cool. So you know, that's how you get into that. Now, you have to act these scripts that have been dubbed into English from, could be Japanese, Chinese, Russian, it doesn't matter. All kinds of things. And what's happening is you are seeing it basically for the first time. So one of the most impressive skills that you can have as an actor is called cold reading. Because sometimes you're going so fast, the line, okay, go to the next line, and you're looking at it, it's like 3 lines, like you go, beep, 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 go. Okay. And you spit it out, you go fast. So, not only do you not know what job well, you may know what the job you're in for, you may not even know what the job is, by the way, because they use code names. You're in here for Iron Mountain 4. What is that? Oh, it's a totally different show. But they can't tell you. NDAs, non-disclosure. Was that funny? My son thought it was hysterical. Non-disclosure agreements, they want to make sure nobody knows what any of it is. For example, Evangelion was called Skyrocket. We knew what it was. We got the email for it, and we're like, oh, I know what that is. So, that's how little you know about the project that you're going to be doing. And then, once you're looking at the script, and you're going to hear the 3 beeps. Beep, beep, beep. You go on what would be the 4th beep, by the way, or technical thing for you. And then you do your line. And then maybe you do it again. And then sometimes they'll say, that's right, move on. And that's how fast. Boom, 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 boom. That's anime. So you've got all this stuff going on in one shot. A scene that you've just seen maybe through one time, a script you've maybe read one time, and a character you just remember now, with all these people watching you, headset, microphone, and get it right. Does that sound difficult at all? It takes skill. It takes a lot of skill. So, give it up for all the guys who are doing the anime work. Come on! Hard workers. So that is anime. And by the way, you get paid, I think now it's gotten, we just had a bump up in pay. It's basically $87 an hour. You're guaranteed 2 hours. So you go in, you work for 2 hours, and you walk out with 150 bucks. After taxes, even less. So, I mean, that's kind of where it is. You can't live on that. Unless you're in Dallas. What?
Compared to what? So like compared to like
What?
compared to what? So like a video game, how much is that?
I'm going to talk about that next time. This is my wife. She's a coach, so she's all good. Hey, what about that? And you've got some popcorn. That's awesome. Right? All right, so that's where we are with anime. Next we go to video games, and we're all going to have some fun with some video games. Now let me tell you a couple of different realms of video games. There's anime video games that have already been done, and that you're coming in to redo. It's similar, it's the same ADR, but it pays more. So anime pays, a video game will pay you usually about $2.50 an hour. And depending on where you are, it's like there's non-union and union, etc. But it's about $250 an hour guaranteed too. So it means you go in and you go, bye-bye, and you leave. 500 bucks. I've literally done that. I know, it's funny, isn't it? And now if you're doing a union, they are going to pay you, I think it's like $800 or $900, somewhere in that range. And you're there for 4 hours and you can do up to 3 characters. I believe that's the way it was. Don't quote me on all this, I'm not sure exactly, but that's kind of where it was. So if you break that down, it's about $200 an hour, $250 an hour, depending on what you do. And there are no residuals in anime, no residuals in video games that I know of at this point in time. At least I've never gotten any. So the cool thing about video games, it can be very fast. For example, World of Warcraft, Burning Crusade, Lich King, I did 8 characters on those, and it was literally like 10 lines. And I walked in, and I was like, if you guys remember The Simpsons, there's a scene where Krusty the Clown comes in, and he's like, bye-bye baggage, microwave safe. I'm out of here. It was like that. I go in, I'm like, okay, here's the 10 lines. It says, okay, give me an A and a B. If I don't say anything, go to the next one. Okay. So I'm reading the line, and I read it a different way. Read a line, read it a different way. 15 minutes later, okay, see ya. That was awesome. I just did a session for World of Frickin Warcraft. And got back in. It was good. So that's how video games work. Now the thing about video games, there's a style of acting in all of these. So there's a style of acting in anime, which every time you turn your head, there's a, ooh, how real is that? It's craziness, it's silliness, and it's big, and it's fun, and it's awesome. Video games are more realistic. You get into some of those real big video games, and you are getting straight on film acting. And I have a degree in acting, I have a baccalaureate from the honors program, at the University of Houston, majoring in drama, and nobody cares. It doesn't matter. You can do it anyway without it. But that just saying, I am technically trained for all this stuff. The acting, I've been in films, and it's acting, guys. It's not like, I can do some funny voices, let me pop up in there and do it. And it's not like that at all. This is serious, serious acting that you're getting into. So, for the video games, once you do all those lines and you get those done, and everybody's happy, then you get to do the effects. And this is what we're all doing right now. You're going to have some fun. What starts off with, you start off with attacks. There's light, medium, and heavy attacks. So that means you have to do like 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes 10 different slight, light attacks. So when we start off with is, okay, you're attacking, we're going to do light attacks. So that's kind of like, all right, so we're all going to do that together. You're all going to do some light attacks, and you're going to become video game voice actors right now. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Yes. All right, let's give us a light attack. We're going to go, go. Nice. Then you do another attack, and it's a medium attack. So it's a little bit harder, it's a little bit bigger weapon or whatever. So it's Nice. Australia.
Yes.
Then you do a heavy attack. Now this is like a big broadsword or a big sledgehammer or something like that. It's like, go! Nice. Sorry, noise. So we've done the attacks. Then you go over and say, okay, now we're going to do you're getting attacked. These are your reactions. Now on the attacks, we're up front with it, and it's a huh, huh. When you're getting hit, well, what happens? The air goes out from you. It's like it's taken away from you so you get hit. So it's more of a ready, go. Different, isn't it? Okay, now you're getting attacked on the other side. Now you're receiving end. You're getting hit a little harder. I'm losing something again. Come on. Step it up. Punching bunch for $800. Thanks, buddy. All right, the final. Now you're getting really beat up. You're getting arrows and axes and all kinds of stuff. So it's nice. And then the finale, the death rattle. This is the big one, guys. This is for all the money. You get wiped out. And it's got to be good. Are you ready? It sounds like this. All right, do something here. Thanks, buddy. We have fun. That's video game. I know it sounds silly and stuff, but I mean, there's real acting going on. Those death battles and those screams, it can be painful. If you guys know League of Legends, anyone know Colonel Kled? That's me. I was also Wukong the Monkey King, by the way. So if you know Colonel Kled, who is my favorite voice that I've ever done, he was crazy and awesome. I tend to play young, effeminate, girly boys who save the world with a biomechanical robot, or psychopaths. I don't know how that happened. I'm really a loving father. So, Colonel Kled would say things. My favorite line is, "I'm going to rip out your spine and use it for a back scratcher." Because my back is a Welcome to my household. Now imagine going into a session and doing that voice for 4 hours. Just that one. Right there, guy. 4 hours on a Thursday. All right, pull it back, son. Timing, I gotta work on that. So I think I did Thursday, I did 4 hours. Friday, I did 3 hours. Then Monday, I did 2 hours. I think I did 1 hour the next day for picnic. That's not funny. So it was difficult because after that first 4 hours, we're rapping like, okay, wait, do it. So I had to really go home and rest, tea, Deggy. So I had to rest and do all of that work to keep my voice up. It's very, very real. You've got to be careful with your voice. If your voice hurts, for you actors out there, if your voice hurts doing the audition, you probably should not do the role. Okay? But as actors, we learn how to speak from our diaphragm so that when we're screaming, you know, because we're set on fire in an Evangelion unit, again, then it doesn't rip out your throat and really blow it out. So you have to be able to project. Everybody who's ever done theater, you know, right here in your diaphragm, you hold your stomach muscles, you hold the air in and you push the air out.
So I don't really need this microphone to talk all the way to the back. Can you hear me okay? Yeah, and notice I'm not yelling, I'm just talking. But I'm talking loudly.
And it's from the diaphragm. That's why I always love it when you go see a theater play and they're doing that and somebody right now, I love you, John, I love you, Marcia, and they're spitting on each other. It's like, theater. I've been on the receiving end of that a few times. There it is. Okay, so now we go from, we've done anime, video games, and this The best side of voice acting is the original animation. Simpsons, Family Guy, Bob's Burgers, F is for Family, all the Archer, all the good ones that are original stuff. This is great because you get to act before they do the drawings. So they will do the drawings to you, to your characters. You get to become that character and have so much fun with it and really expand and really have fun. And the cool thing about original animation is a lot of times you get to be in the room with everybody else. There's a magic that happens. When you've got an ensemble cast and you're bouncing it off each other and the voiceovers are coming back and forth. So much fun. And that's my favorite, and I love it. Plus, you get money. Who here knows how much the Simpsons are getting? Every cast character in the Simpsons, at least the lead cast character in the Simpsons, per episode, do you know how much they make? Per episode, $400,000 per episode. Now, that hasn't happened all 30 years, but I'm going to say they're okay. They're doing just fine. So, that's awesome. Now, not all original animation is going to go that way, obviously, but that is the holy grail, right? But if you get to, like, a series that gets to, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, then you're starting to be like, wow, I can make some money. I might need to buy a house or something. And that's great. That is some really good money. Plus, you get to have that freedom, that acting freedom, so you can really get out there and have some fun. So that's my favorite. And I love that, absolutely love that. So you've got those things, and that's usually what most people want to do whenever we come to a con like this and they're asking about voice acting. Those are the three big ones. But there's a whole lot more. Being a professional voice actor, there's a lot that you can do. So the next thing is like radio and TV. Commercials. Commercials, you can make a lot of money, but it's not like it used to be. Things have changed quite a bit. So the prices have come down a lot, but you can do it. I mean, Brisbane, come on. This is a big town. There's a lot of voiceover work here. You have to market yourself, you have to have relationships, you have to build communication and build those relationships so that you can keep working. I mean, I live in Australia. I've been here since March of 2020, and I'm still working for Burbank, Hollywood, because I've got a microphone. For those of you that don't know, the rebuilds of Evangelion for Amazon Prime were all done in Pimpama. I was in the guy's house in a sound engineer's closet in Pimpama. True story. There it is. So, the cool thing about this whole pandemic is that everyone's had to up their tech. So now you can pretty much be anywhere in the world and still work. It's harder, obviously, for some, but it's still, you can do it. I have work coming up this next week and the week after that, back in Burbank. Because of the relationships that I have built. So I'm going to recommend everybody go to my YouTube channel, and I've got some teaching videos up there about anime voice acting, building relationships in the business, and I'm going to have more coming up. I'm going to post this one up as long as that video is still working. I'm going to post this one up on my YouTube channel as well. So you can go back and listen to that. So we're talking about commercials. For that, you pretty much have to have, you don't have to, but it's good to have an agent. Does anybody here have voiceover agents here in Brisbane? Anyone there? Okay, cool. A couple people, awesome. So that does help, but you don't have to have an agent to get work. At one time I had 7 agents across the US and in the UK. And I mean, one of them might be a small little, in Georgia, and I'll get a Georgia lottery commercial for $300, and then I'll get a Burger King commercial in LA or something like that. So it's different, but it's all work, it's all business. This is the voiceover business that I'm talking about. It's not a hobby. If you want to do something for a hobby, that's great. But let me tell you something. If you say, you know what, I can be a voice actor because I do some funny voices. It's not like that. For example, I did a commercial once with a guy who did one of the funniest accent voices. I was just like, that's really funny. That's the only thing he could do. And that was not what he was there to do. They hired him based on that, but they wanted him to do just a regular voice and everything, and he was terrible. And he got fired on the spot and did not work again. Because you cost producers money, they don't like that. So, if you do want to do some voiceover work, get some training, and understand it is a business and it takes some time. Some people tell you that you can do like 100 auditions to get one. That's kind of like industry standard, people say. You know, I don't buy that. It doesn't have to be that way. But even people at the top of their game, they'll tell you, oh, I audition all the time and I don't get it. Like Michael Jordan used to say, it's like, I miss so thousands more shots than I make. It's the same thing with voice acting, so keep at it. You know, don't let it push you down. If you're out there and you're working and you're trying, you're not quite getting what you want, keep going. Keep going. So there's more work as well. For example, let's go to the next level, which is corporate. Businesses. They need voices for their e-narration, for training videos, corporate presentations. You can do all of that. It's actually quite good, because it doesn't take a whole lot to do it. It's just straight reading, copy, etc., etc. You can get paid very well for that. You can do live action, public speaking. If anybody does public speaking, good on you. It's not easy. Damn it, Cled. But you can do it. And you can do it for corporations, etc. Now, there's other things that you can do with your voice. Also IVR, which is phone services. You know, you can leave voice messages. You can do like professional voice message for companies. You know, hi, you reached Dairy Queen. You know, hit the button and blah, blah, blah. So, there's one other thing that I did, which is always fun, that people don't really think of, but it's where I honed a lot of my voices. And it's called Children's Birthday Parties. That's my boy. So yeah, I had to be in front of a bunch of them. I was in all kinds of costumes, so I had to play with my voice. I was Barney for a little while.
Hey, everybody.
I was one of his favorites. I was Mickey Mouse. There it is. Okay, Jackie. It's enough. It's the daddy show. Not the daddy show right now. And I did this for 6 years. Imagine me performing in front of your kids. Hey, little fella. How you doing? So it's not the best work in the world. Oh, and by the way, I was doing this in Houston in the summer. Sometimes I wasn't the first person in the Barney suit. Work it out amongst yourselves. Nasty. So there's a lot of things you can do with your voice. And now it's really interesting because not just with the whole pandemic, it's the internet has opened it up and you have to work. It's great and it's bad because it used to be there was only so many people that could do the work. And then suddenly it opened it up to everybody. It's yay! Everybody has a chance. Oh crap, I have to do more work. I can't just let my agent get me the auditions and then go. You have to do more work if you want to do voice acting. So anyway, I just want to give you that overview of how it works because it's not all internet. It's not all video games. It's not all original animation. There's a whole lot that goes into voice acting. And I recommend if you are interested in it, be serious about it. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. Use your voice. And remember, it's an instrument. Let me go over that real quick. So your voice is an instrument. Now, the way you have to think about it is how do you use your voice to expand your instrument? You want to play better. So you want to have deep voices, high voices, all kinds of different characters that were put together. I know people that will have like 16 levels to get to a character. They go into this and this and that. By the time they get to it, it's like, man, there's great characters. I do something real simple. First, I go visual. If I have a visual representation of a character, I immediately have something in my head. Then you have to read the copy and see what the copy says, because sometimes it's like going, oh, this guy's going to sound like this. It's like, oh, he's a 10-year-old in that body. Oh, it's going to sound like this, you know. It's going to be different. So you've got to pay attention to everything that is there. It's all given to you. All the clues are there, and then you have to have some intuition. But a fun way to develop some characters, if you just want to learn how to use your voice a little bit better, use your voice as an instrument, then you can do like what I call the 1-minute character. This is something I work with on improv or voice acting, or whatever it is. You spend 1 minute to develop a character. And I'll show you a quick way to do it. I'm going to let you guys choose, and we'll just come up with a character. High or low? High. Okay, I heard.
Hi. So we got a high voice up here. Okay, we got a high voice.
Do we want breathy or gravelly? Gravelly. High and gravelly.
High and gravelly. How about that? I just made a character. I'm gonna put this accent on it, so now it's a fun character. Now I move it over to this side of my face, and now it's a different character.
You get the idea. Suck in that gut, boy. How you doing? All right. So you could do the opposite. You could say, I want to go low. So you start down low and breathy. Low and breathy. Interesting. There are different variations, and I do it this way. I think of it as in my body. If I want to do a deep character, I think of it down here, bass, lower. You don't have to go that far, but you can say like in my chest, this is going to be deep in here.
And this is going to be high up here.
And anywhere in between, you can kind of take it and roll with it until you go way up here. It's a fun way to move your voice around because your voice is going to be interesting depending on how you move your face. For example, think of Family Guy. Hey, Peter, you know, Lois? It's like kind of on this side of my face, the way I do it. I don't know how Seth does it, but it's like if you put that voice, so it's that kind of character like this, he's over here. Well, if I do the same thing on this side of my voice, my muscles, on this side of my face, my muscles are different over here. So that same character, this guy right here, is going to be different over here because my mouth goes a different way. But they could be brothers. Have fun with it. Have fun with it. And probably don't do it around other humans. They'll think you're weird. Hey. They'll think you're weird. You do it in the car, like driving in Hollywood and stuff like that. But then again, that's Hollywood. Everybody's crazy. So, you'll fit right in and go, actor. No. Okay, how are we doing on time? I have no idea.
We've got about 10 minutes left.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, Q&A. Sorry about that. I was just going off. So let's get some questions real fast. I'll answer as fast as I can. I hope that helps, everybody. I hope you understand a little bit more about voice acting. And go.
If you have a question, please come over to me here, and we'll put on the standing mic so that way we can be COVID safe. So we've got a question immediately. Please come up to the microphone, introduce yourself, and ask your question.
Hi, it's Missy.
Hey!
How you going?
How are you?
I'm really well. And I have a question about the medicinal health for your throat and your chest and how that affects your voice work and what happens when you're sick.
Okay, medicinal stuff for your throat and for your voice and what happens when you're sick. A couple of different things. Medicinal-wise, there is something that we get at Chinese stores. I can't even tell you what it is. A lot of voiceover people know it's the red packet. It's this goo that you're like, I have a problem. I feel fantastic. It's great. It's there. I don't even know what it's called. That works, but then there's always tea, honey, lemon. Also, if your voice is, if it's like smacking, a little green apple helps, but you don't have time to like chew on some green apple and then do a line, more green apple. So sometimes you have a green apple, lick a green apple. You know, it'll kind of dry it up. But I was doing one video game, and just, no matter what we did, it was like, now I'm getting those smackies on the whole. It's like, go. And we did it. It was like, perfect. So, I'm going. Go. I'm like, I'm hyperventilating. Now, I was, for example, in the rebuild, the first rebuild that I did with Funimation, the first 3 rebuilds, number 3, I was sick as a dog. I mean, the table next to me inside the booth there in Dallas had everything you could think of. And in between takes, I'm popping vitamin C and throat lozenges and getting it out and going and then everything. And some people say, oh, well, they really need to redo all of that, and that's why it took so long to do it. And I said, no, I went back to redo some, which happens all the time, so it's not unusual. But I heard myself, and I was like, oh, good, they're going to want to redo that. They didn't. I'm like, you guys hear that too, right? Because I do. No? All right, you're paying me. I'm going to do whatever. So they redid a couple of words, but they didn't redo the performance, some of the performance, which I was like, that's wow. Okay. So, you know, you do it. You do the best you can. Now, it's everything is like, oh, you're coming in and you're sick. Heretic! So we do it from home now. We do remotes. So that helps. And yeah, take care, like I said, take care of your voice. Don't do roles that are too hard on your voice. If it hurts you in the audition, you probably shouldn't do it. Just saying. Okay.
Next question. Introduce yourself and ask a question.
I'm Kieran. How do you start when you got like a microphone and equipment and stuff? Like, how do you start?
How do you start when you have a microphone and equipment?
Yeah, how do you start, like, get yourself out there?
Okay, that's a hard question because first of all, you need training. So the first thing, let's talk about voice acting. What's the second word? Take acting classes. Step 1, take acting classes. You can have a microphone, you can have whatever. You need training, you need coaching, you need acting classes. I tell everybody that comes to me in voice acting, I'm like, they want voice acting coaching. Have you done any acting? No. Step 1, get in an acting class because it's voice acting. Take it seriously. That's what I would say. And I go way deeper on that, and I coach people on that. Watch some of my YouTube channels, that'll help you. Yes?
Introduce yourself, ask a question.
Hi, my name is Craig. We've talked a lot about the practical aspects of voice acting, but have you found the career, how fulfilling has it been for you to
How fulfilling has my career been?
Yeah.
I'm in Frickin, Australia, baby. It's going pretty good. You know, I got that beautiful wife over there. There's 2 kids that are running off to the bathroom, I'm pretty sure. And I'm traveling around the world, you know. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I'm not the most successful voiceover cat out there. I mean, that's, you know, there's lots of other guys, you all know who they are. And they're doing great. But you know what? For what I have been doing, it's quite fulfilling. I've enjoyed it. I want to do more. Yes, obviously. But I maximize as best I can. I live in Australia right now, so it's good. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ruby, and it's more of a request than a question. I was just asking if you could do like the iconic shins you showed the screen that you were talking about before with the deep vocals.
I couldn't quite understand that.
The iconic Shinzy screen. And
which
the
one?
The burning.
No. Thank you, but no.
That's okay.
No, I got a lot of Shinji screen. So, yeah.
Hi, my name's Talia. I'm actually a attempting voice acting actor.
Don't do it with a mask on. Step 1. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I don't usually do attempt auditions with like mask on.
Gotcha.
Well, I kind of have 3 questions and stuff. The first one, I did like try a bunch of auditions and stuff. Most of them said my acting is good and stuff, but the one thing that kept it away was because was the case of my voice not matching the character. So my first question would be, have you ever had like auditions where that was the case with you?
Yes, always. Always. Because my character, I see a character, I do my voice. The director already has an idea in their head. If mine doesn't match that, then it doesn't match the character, quote unquote.
Yeah, okay. So I guess.
So I tell them this. Pick another one. I got a bunch.
Okay, and the second one is once in a while my voice. I call my, you know that weird thing where your throat's all weird? I call it like a scratchy, slimy voice here. Is there any way to like avoid that kind of thing? Because I really want to avoid it every time I try singing and voice acting stuff, but I keep coughing and sometimes the saliva in the back of my throat just kind of builds up and it just sounds weird and stuff.
Okay, I got you. A couple of different things. If your voice is like a scratchy voice to begin with, own it. Make that your brand. Worked out well for Marge Simpson. You know, you never know what's going to work. If you want to get rid of some stuff, you have to understand how your throat works and how, if you're feeling something, sinuses, etc., just be aware of your throat. For example, if I want to clear my throat, if I'm in here like this and I got some grit in here and my voice is in like this, if I open my throat, that stuff is gone. What I've just done is opened my throat. And a way to do that is think about it. The doctor goes, you go to the doctor and he says, you know, stick out your tongue and say, and he puts the stick on there. Leave it open like that and just keep talking like this. And then add a little bit of the chest in there and go, hey, how you doing? Alright. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Lachlan.
I can't understand.
My name is Lachlan. My question is that, so you've been doing these characters for so long now. Obviously with a character like Shinji, that's however long ago. Is it cool knowing to you that these characters that you've done for so many years have been being recognised by sort of the newer generation, and that these characters you've been doing for 15, 20 years, a lot of younger people are now recognising and being fans of these characters you've been doing for so long? Is that cool or interesting knowing?
Oh, I mean, it's amazing. So it's funny because now when people come up and I'm like, am I signing this for you or you? I just had that happen. It's like, it's for me. I'm like, okay, good. You saw the original. I'm like, yeah, and she just saw the new one. I'm like, okay, was it that one? Just throwing that out there. Make that good. It's amazing. I can come up to people and say, I loved your work as Shinji. I want you to meet my son, Shinji. There you go. Now, let me show you my tattoo of, okay.
Do you by chance know anything about like the voice acting industry for teenagers?
The voice acting industry for teenagers is the same as any other. Yeah, it's the same. It's the voice acting industry. I mean, the thing about teenagers is a lot of times the boy teenagers are voiced by older women. So it's very funny. A lot of the young boys are women in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, or and then some. So yeah, it's a crazy world. It's the voice matches the character. That's all it is.
All right, I think this is going to be our last question.
Okay. I'll let you go lightning round if you got two. Go.
All right, very quickly.
Hi there, my name is Jordan. For me, I've been thinking of getting into voice acting a little bit. I also do like phone operations, like ATO and such, so I constantly talk to people and I do the interviews, so I do funny voices. Before the pandemic, what was the best place to get voice acting gigs prior to all the pandemic?
Well, here's the thing about where to get voice acting gigs. So it used to be there'd be like LA, New York, Vancouver, or Houston or Dallas. That was for like anime for the most part. Any big city, there's voice acting there. But if you're thinking about just getting into it a little, I'm gonna strongly advise you don't. Because it's like, I'm gonna get into voice acting a little. No. You go all out as hard as you can and you still make it into voice acting. It just depends on what you do. Go.
Right, last question.
Hello, I just kind of had a question from the Australian perspective. With voice acting, do you think it's worth it to lean into the super heavy, disgusting Australian accent for voice acting? Is it worth ever learning the American accent, or will they always just pick someone who...
It depends on your market. It depends on who wants what. If they want Australian, then they're going to go with Australian. If they want American, they're going to go with American. I can try an Australian accent, and you guys would hate me. I'm still working on it. Yeah, it's fun. But it depends on where you want to go. I've done British and Scottish and Irish and all kinds of different accents. Australian's hard, guys. I'm still working on it. And so I asked people that here, I was like, do you guys have anyone that's really on radio or TV that is English like this? And they're like, no. Not really. I listen. I don't hear it. I'm like, well, when you do. Okay. All right, well, I got to wrap it up here. here, guys. Thank you all so much for coming here and listening to me for a little while. I hope I was able to help you, teach you a couple of things. I'll be doing another panel tomorrow called The Reluctant Hero's Journey. We're going to dig in deep on some stuff. It is probably not what you're thinking, so you're going to enjoy it. So please come out and see me tomorrow. Thank you all for having me here and allowing us to live in your beautiful country. Thank you.